Hello Commanders, it's Ricardo and welcome to Elite Dangerous. Well, as part of the partner program, we've been given that early access to the Type 11 Prospector. And the first thing that strikes me about this ship, it's a neat little thing, isn't it? It's a medium ship, almost dwarfed by the landing pad it currently is on at Jameson Memorial. Look how neat it is. I'm getting definite vibes here of the Defiant from Deep Space Nine. Don't know what it is. Something very similar about the ship. Of course, the Defiant was a combat vessel. This, we know, is a mining ship. So, having a good look at the standard version from the outside, we can see the nacelles, which we know are animated, move from side to side. But one of the first things that strikes me is not the fact that there's an off-center cockpit, which we all knew and have been talking about. Well, some people have been talking about it anyway. Is that the fact the entrance and egress is at the back of the ship. And there's a ramp at the back of the ship. Like that. Where you can go up and down. Look, see? There's the doors. The doors leading to a place where we may never enter. Never walk across. Because we do not have ship interiors. No Man's Sky has it though. However, enough of that. What we're going to do now is we're going to move around. Look at that. We got the engines. We've got engines on each nacelle. So you got 2 there and 2 there. That's the 4. And you got 4 great big whoppers right at the top. Now, again, this is the standard version. This is not the whizzy galactic version with holographicness in it. Looking at the cockpit right the way through the window, you can see there's my commander right there. Quite a sizable, functional cockpit. Reminds me of a little bit of a fish tank stuck on the front of it. Typical Lakon industrialness. And of course you've got right here, you know it everybody, that's where that super duper new mining laser for laser mining is going to go. Look at that. Now, this new mining tool happens to be called the Mining Volley Repeater. And it's a new tool that fires specially designed projectiles that apparently maximise the amount of fragments that can be extracted from an asteroid. So this is laser mining. None of this core mining, none of this abrasion mining, although it's also an abrasion blaster. This is laser mining, right? That's what it's flagged as. A precision mining tool, and it'll give you that higher yield than other mining tools when laser mining. Okay, so this is good stuff. So far, so good. So we've got the Whopper. Look underneath, there's another Whopper by there for hardpoint. Looks like that slides when we take off, and we'll take a look at that in a moment as everything moves around. But all in all, a nice, neat looking industrial ship. Lots of pistons, lots of things that have got moving parts that do something. Yes. Again, we've got hard points dotted all over the place. There's 8 in total, 2 of which are mining hard points. The rest seem to be giving everybody a bit of a bloody nose. So you can also stick a fighter bay in this as well. God knows where and God knows why. But you can. So let's take a look at the cockpit. So here we are in the cockpit, everybody. Typical Lakon view with a big bit of metal sticking through the middle of the windscreen. Nice views out the side. Nice visibility as well in the cockpit. Quite liking that, to be honest. Now, we all know that mining's not my bag. It really isn't. I'm going to have to struggle with this one, to be honest. But to be fair, yes, it's a new ship. And, you know, I'm here for it. I really am. Again, moving around the cockpit, we've got 2 crew seats. Either side of the main pilot seat, who, even though the cockpit is off to the, as you sat in it, left-hand side, your pilot is centre. Which is a bit funky, isn't it? What if that pilot seat had been moved over to the left? That would have been something, wouldn't it? You'd have been kind of nearly in the middle then. But no, you are sat in the centre of a left-orientated cockpit. And it kind of is what it is. On to the next view. The view from the back. Again, lots of space. No creature comforts here in this ship. No coffee machine, which I think you probably would have needed for mining. It kind of is what it is. Solid platform, 2 seats. So yeah, it's kind of, how do I put it? Very utilitarian. I mean, what is that I see in the background? Is that something? There is a coffee machine. I didn't think there was a coffee machine. It looks like there is indeed a coffee machine. Right there at the back. There it is. It's got a smiley face on it. So you do get the chance to have a nice brew when you're mining. You've got all those oxygen tanks parked behind you and the statutory display that is displaying some nondescript twirly thing that alludes to something else. That obviously isn't in-game. So there you go. That's a quick look at the cockpit. So, with all that done, you know what we're going to do now. We're going to go into Starport Services. We're going to have a bit of a snoop around the outfitting side of things to see what the scores on the doors are. So straight away, as this is a test server, they seem to have given us absolutely nothing. All Class E equipment. You know it. There it is. We've got a shield generator, 5E. We've got a cargo rack. We've got all the cargo capacity. The empty Mark II Limpet controller compartment. Empty hangar compartment. And all the rest. Is this ship going to be good enough to get you out of your Imperial Cutter or your Type 10? Or even your Type 8? Which has been quite a tidy little miner, to be perfectly honest with you. We've got Super Cruise Assist. We've got advanced docking computers. We're not going to need them. Rip them out. Get something else in there. So with the standard version, it's all Class E components. 1, 2, 3, 4 utility mounts. Count them. Top and bottom of the ship. And of course the hard points. You can see we've been given the statutory 2 lasers. We've got an empty small mining hard point. Empty medium hard point. And then there's the Class 3 big beast. Which is very interesting. So, what can we possibly get here? Mining volley repeater. Fixed. Not gimbaled, fixed. I don't see any gimbaled versions there, do you? I certainly don't. But there it is. Mining volley repeater. Coming in at 131,000 credits. Look at the mass. Look at the power draw. Thermal damage. Shot speed. All that good stuff. Of course, I'm getting a bit of discount from at Founders. Let's bang one of those in there. Buy and equip. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if that was a proper gun and not a mining volley repeater, like a weapon, you wouldn't be too disappointed, would you? It does look nice and meaty. So, yeah, that's what you kind of get with the existing ship. But that is not all, everybody, because as part of the partner program, you do get access to the shipyard and to look at manage the ships and what's been assigned. So Frontier very graciously have given us access to this. So we get the Type-11 Prospector. Now this is the galactic version. Look at that. It's all very, you know, sort of thing. With that holographic sort of like embellishment over it. And of course then, what do we get here? That is obviously going to be the Stellar version. The Stellar version with its ship kit all nicely caged over. And then of course you got the galactic version, which looks really whizzy, doesn't it? Right? And you can put that holographic ship kit over any paint job you have for this ship. Incidentally, the red is very similar between the both ships. So, there you go. Which is the right one for you? So I tell you what we'll do. We're going to open up this one, because everyone wants to see this one. Deploy that pre-built ship. This is the galactic version. We'll manage our ship. And we'll use that ship. Let's see what we get on it. Starport services. Into outfitting. You get that. Mining body repeater. Subsurface displacement. Seismic charge. All the things you want. You get a multi-cannon. Okay. You get 2 pulse lasers. 1, 2, 3 pulse lasers. And a multi-cannon. Okay. Alright then. Not sure how I feel about that. But hey, if this is meant to be the be-all and end-all for mining lasers, then why have anything else? In the utility mount, pulse wave analyzer, point defense, heat sink, and a shield booster. Good for us. In core internals, we've got lightweight alloy, a 6A power plant, thrusters 5A, SEO frameshift drive, all of the things that you'd expect. 32 capacity fuel tank. Cargo racks, cargo racks, cargo racks, all of the cargo racks. We've got that Mark II mining multi-limpet controller there. A fighter hangar. 4A shield generator. And again, all of the things that you'd expect. A fuel scoop as well. So in this configuration, you kind of got what you got. So, and of course, the vehicle bay is giving us a taipan. Just to defend ourselves. You know what I mean? So, that's okay. I mean, look at the core internals. 6A power plant. You're going to want to trick that up. Get a little bit of beef on there, right? Because you're there. You're on the ragged edge of what that can actually supply. But as it stands, not bad. You can have everything that you want to do in it, mining-wise. Don't forget your limpets. Let's get this out into space, shall we? A wise man once said, don't forget your limpets. 256 tons of cargo here. And of course, you can make some changes should you want to. And I also configure this the way you want to as well. I'm going to pop in a few limpets, just like that. We're all fueled up. We've got all of the things. We're in Founders. Let's get this show on the road. So straight away, it's a very, very busy ship, right? That holographic paint job is very busy. Let's see the animation. When we withdraw the landing gear. Up it goes. There goes the thing. Everything extends outwards. Then starts to become a bit of a widespread ship, don't you think? Which is not so bad. Not so bad at all. Got the lights on? What are the lights like? Because you expect there to be an awful lot of lights with this. Yeah. Not many. Just 2 little ones at the front. You really want a hazard ship kit on this. I quite like this effect down there. Quite like that. It is nice. Anyway, let's get it out through the docking port. And why not? Straight away, what's it like? How does it handle? Well, let's look at the pips. We're through. So 3 pips everywhere. Maximum speed coming in at 239. All the pips to the engines. That's taken us to 281. Hitting the boost. Little bit of a ripple there on the boost sound. Quite like that. $364. I saw that, a boost. Unengineered, of course. We've got... Here we are. We've got all the lights on, haven't we? We've got all the lights on here. Let's deploy some things. There you go. We've deployed things. There's the great big whopper. You can't quite see that. Let's just move the ship around. Does look quite nice, doesn't it? Hey, this is what you're asking for. This is all what you want to see. Look at that. Whoa, it's good, isn't it? It's not bad. What's the heat like? Get some pips to the weapons. You know what that means, doesn't you? It's run out. Does look quite impressive though, don't you think? Let's get it into a mining ring, see what's all about. Here's something to look at. Here's the ship. We're moving around. We're doing our thing. Well, obviously we're not close enough, so let's get a bit closer. And because this thing handles like a bus. Nice sparkly effects. Quite nice, that sort of gaseous aspect of things. It's a nice effect though, isn't it? Look at that. Is a good effect. I like it. Is this ship for me? This is what you're thinking. Is this ship for me? Do you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it is. I'm not a fan of mining. Horses for courses is what strikes me. Is this enough to get people out of the combat cockpit and into a mining ship? Probably not. I thought this would have, I don't know, mined a bit quicker. Perhaps there's something coming that we need to mine with it. Who knows? At the end of the day, it's a decent enough miner in my opinion. Is it going to get me out of my bigger ship? I've got to say no. Is the holographic ship kit looking nice? Yes, it is. Let's go back to base and see how you equip that. Hello, Commanders. So here we are back now at Jameson Memorial. We're in the livery section. We've selected our Type 11 Prospector, Galaxy Edition, or Galactic Edition. There it is. You can see the paint job you get with it is Demolition Crimson. But it would seem I get Demolition Green, I do get a yellow, I get a cyan, and I get a red. And then I also get Demolition Crimson down here. Now what they've said is that that's all well and good. If you buy the Galactic version, you get everything that was in the Stellar version as well. We'll take a look at the Stellar version in a minute. Okay then, so good for us. I've got some weapon embellishments should I want to do them. I'm interested in this ship kit. So we get the hazard spoiler, hazard wings, and then at the bottom you've got hologram. It's kind of like got its own slot. Prospector Chevron holo kit. There it is. So it's, I was kind of worried, well, you know, can you have a ship kit as well? That sort of thing. You know, I don't know. So we got the hazard, different tails that you can have depending on what you want to further embellish that ship. On the bumper, you can have a big bit of scaffolding. You can have like sort of like chin vents, or you can have what came with it, a little bit of cockpit protection. It gives the illusion to. And that's kind of what I was interested in. And then I suppose if you go out of here into the shipyard, manage your own ships. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There's the Type 11 Prospector over there. Thank you very much. Deploy that pre-built ship. That's the Stellar version. Let's have a look at that. Where is it? So many ships. That's interesting. That's coming up with, what's this? Placeholder. Look at all that. Okay. There it is. Use this ship. We can see, and we'll go into the livery section here, what you get here. So, instead of demolition, you get excavation red. Alright. Very good. And the ship kit you get. Hardline wings, hardline bumper, hardline tail. Of course, you don't get the hologram, but you can apply that to any Type 11 Prospector you get. Interesting. Very much interesting stuff. And of course, it's a decal. The Lakon Prospectors Owners Club. Look at that. Do you want to be in the Lakon Prospectors Owners Club? Well, there you go. So what are my final thoughts? Again, you know, mining's not really my bag, right? If there's a community goal that's going to throw me into that, then more than likely I'll use this ship to see how it goes. I like the holographic effect to it. I just wonder how much that's going to have against effect on frame rates and things like that. There was like a clownfish sort of paint job for one of the ships. I think the Type 6. And I think that had a problem or affected frame rates myself. So it'd be interesting to see what sort of effect this has on players who have got, say, lower end spec machines. And that I kind of like count myself in as well. Because even though I got a 3080 Supreme, it's 4 years old now. It's getting a bit long in the tooth. The 5090s and what have you are out there now. But hey, the channel hasn't taken off that much. I can't afford one. On that point, like and subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed this first look at the Lakon Type 11 Prospector. We had a look at the standard version, look at the Stellar, and also a look at the Galactic version as well. Stay tuned for more views and videos on the Type 11 Prospector as we put it through its paces. See you soon.